What's up, people? Today's pick a card reading is how can you make some extra money? So how can you make more money? Whether it is a side gig, asking for a promotion, I don't know. Let's see what we come up with for more money. We have 4 piles to choose from. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. I'll give you a minute to hone in on your deck. Let's get into it with pile number 1. The best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees. I need money. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I want. For pile number 1, how can they make more money? Pile number 1, how can they make more money? Pile number 1, come on, work with me here. Work with me here. How can pile number 1 earn more money? Pile number 1, more money for pile number 1. One more shuffle. How can they earn more money? Do 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 ba 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 ba. We have the 7 of Cups reversed. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. I'm getting the sense that, one, maybe you need to save a little more with the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is a card about planting seeds and then reaping the harvest. I also want to say, if you are a good saver and that doesn't apply to you, then this might be looking into ways of passive income. YouTube is passive income. It's beans. I don't get very much money from each video, but it is money that I make whenever I sleep, right? So I may make like 2 cents on a video, you know, every, I don't know, week. But that eventually builds up, right? That's incrementalism. So the 7 of Pentacles talks about planting the right seeds that are going to grow into something bigger, right? So this could be investments, making smarter investments, and whenever you are saving, putting it into accounts that are going to collect interest, right? And that are going to grow and build instead of just socking money away and not making money from your money. I also think that there might be some contracts, there might be some like auto pay things that you're signed up to that you aren't really using, right? So maybe like Hulu accounts that you never watch anything on Hulu, like get rid of those type of things. If you have a gym membership and you never go to the gym, just try to work out outside, right? And give up on these things that are just never going to happen. But with this 7 of Cups reversed, I feel like this is a need to pare down those things, right? So the 7 of Cups talks about all these different options. I feel like you might be scattered in a bunch of different places, and there needs to be a weeding out of where your money is going. It's leaving you tied up. In this particular deck, the Hanged Man has money falling out of his pockets, right? Because he's upside down. So it's like these people, these auto pay accounts that you are giving money to are just sort of like sucking your money out each month, just withdrawing, you know, money's just falling out of your pockets because you are spending money on things that you're not actually using, right? So there are a lot of options here, but I feel like, you know, it's going to be passive income, it's going to be investing, saving wisely, looking over contracts with this Knight of Swords. I could be talking to Pisces, I could be talking to Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, doesn't have to be, but if it resonates, hey. Also, getting rid of those auto pay accounts, getting rid of bills that you don't need to be paying anymore, right? That are just draining ya. I also want to say for a few this isn't going to apply for everyone, but I feel like for some of you, you might be influenced to go out and spend with friends and sort of like keep up with the Joneses. I never get this from the Seven of Cups, but I'm getting that right now. So just try not to keep up with everyone else. You know, you don't have to spend like they spend. You don't have to drive the car they drive. You don't have to wear the name brand clothes they wear. Just be smart about your choices. You can still look good. You know, I had a roommate. She was really smart with money. Kelly, if you're watching, if you got this, well, you probably didn't draw this pile anyway because you're smart with money. But she was really smart, and she was so stylish, looked like $1 million all the time. And she went to Goodwill. She primarily shopped at Goodwill, and she was just so smart about finding these really classic pieces. And so you don't have to, you know, spend a buku amount of money to fit in with, to look, you know, stylish and put together and all of that. One more shuffle. Can I get one more shuffle for pile 1? We have One Ring Circus. So with this One Ring Circus, it is a card about doing things alone. And when it's upright, of course, that is sort of being the master of your own show. Reversed, this might mean going to a financial advisor. This might mean going to an expert, someone who is better with money than you may be, and figuring out what kind of savings you can set up that's going to have your money work for you. Finding out, you know, what debts you can consolidate, things that you're paying on. Someone who is smarter than you with budgeting who can advise you, right? So I feel like this is going to a financial advisor, seeking this help and not trying to do this all by yourself. I can relate. I have been kind of a dummy about money in my life, but my North Node is in Taurus, so I'm supposed to learn about material possessions and money in this lifetime, but it doesn't come naturally, right? It's something I'm learning. So I could use financial help, right? I really get a lot of insights from people who are smarter about money than I am. So don't be afraid to ask people for help, because, you know, they might just know things that you don't. I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you in school, and you get out into the real world and it's like, no one told me this. No one told me about taxes. No one told me about credit card interest, you know? So I feel like seeking that financial advisor or debt consolidator or whatever the case may be is going to help you get more money ultimately, right? I feel like some money is going in places it shouldn't be going. Let me know if that resonated. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, check the description box below. I love you. Bye. Pile number 2. How can pile number 2 make more money? More money for pile number 2. The last pile got the 7 of Pentacles too, but it was reversed. We have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles, so you might be hearing something about an investment coming through, something finally like reaping the harvest that you put all your hard work into. But let's see, I'm hearing like dividends, like a dividend payout or something like that. Let's see, for pile number 2, how can they make more money? How can they make more money? For pile number 2, how can they make more money? One more shuffle for pile number 2. How can you make more money? Pop, 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 pop. 5 of Imps, keeping up with the Joneses. King of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands, or the 9 of Imps, reversed. So, yeah, you may be trying to keep up with your friends or keep up with your coworkers in your spending habits, right? So you might try to wear the fancy clothes. You might check pile number 1, by the way, because they kind of had that message, but not as strong as this pile. So I was telling pile number 1 that I had this roommate who was so stylish, and she was always dressed to the nines and put together so well, and she was really smart about spending. She would buy all of her clothes at Goodwill. She didn't have to go to, like, you know, Neiman Marcus to look fly. Like, she just spent the time looking in discount stores to find, you know, classic pieces, and she just did a good job about that. So I feel like there is a need to keep up with whatever other people have. And you know what? Whenever we keep up with what other people have, I'm just seeing this with the 5 of Wands. I want to show you this because it flew out. It's the dry desert, but I'm going to pull you another one. But whenever we keep up with the Joneses like that, we don't know what their life is. I used to be so jealous of this girl growing up. She had a swimming pool, and she was one of the friends that I had this guy friend who would date all my, like, go out with all my girlfriends. And so you know, she, like, stole his heart, and she had a swimming pool, and she had this big house. And I remember telling my mom, like, why aren't we that rich, you know? I was just kind of, like, jealous of her because it felt like, you know, she had more access. And my mom, this was an early lesson in my childhood. She was like, we don't know their financial story. They could be in a lot of debt. And I didn't know what debt was, you know, as a kid. But keeping up with these people, like, you don't know if they're in dire straits, right? So they could have this nice car, travel all the time, but they could be in debt up to their eyeballs, right? So you don't know, like, what is going on there. And so there's no, like, real need to compete with, like, to keep up with their spending, right? With the King of Swords, I could be talking to a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but the King of Swords is someone who is very stern, who is very, like, by the book and unwavering and very confident in his logic, right? He's a very smart man, and he is kind of hard to bend, right? Very determined in himself. So I feel like this, with the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Swords is a card about rest. I feel like you are going to have to be sort of strict with yourself not to keep up with these people. And again, this could be anything from clothes, from travel. It could be even, like, going out, right? Because you don't need to spend all your paycheck on, you know, a night drinking just to, like, please these people who aren't gonna matter, right? And if they do matter, then they're not gonna care if you don't, you know, blow all your money on, you know, that fancy restaurant or anything like that, right? So I feel like there is a need to let go of some of these burdens, some of, like, social obligations, and sort of just stay home and be a homebody. I know that's kind of a boring message, but getting that sleep, I feel, is going to it's going to sort of replenish your wells, right? Let me think of another message I'm getting is that maybe you are in a competitive industry, right? Maybe you're in, like, a creative industry and there's a lot of competition. Maybe you're in a competitive field, right? Where you have to have all these high scores and be like super accomplished and have a website and have this large portfolio. And so it's this constant adding to your body of work. And again, I'm feeling like, you know, there's this dry desert. There are things going on underneath the scenes. That's what this card talks about. Like there's a cactus in the background, right? And so the cactus has water in it, and it's in the middle of this dry, arid desert. But I feel like you might be looking in the wrong places, right? You might be too focused on the hustle right now. The 9 of Wands talks about burdens. So dropping these burdens, dropping this need to fight, to compete, to be the best, to be on top, right? To get that job, to land that client, to, you know, if you sell houses, to get that commission, right? I feel like there is a need for vacation. There is a need for sleep. There is a need for being a super homebody. And it sounds counterproductive, but with this 4 of Swords and with this dry desert, it's like take a break. And that is telling the universe that you trust in them to bring you prosperity, and that you, because sometimes whenever we are in this mentality of trying to like fight and, you know, hustle and be on that grind and always be making money, then what we are saying to the universe is we are coming from a lack mentality where we don't have enough and we have to fight for more, right? But if we trust, if we like cool our jets, restore our wells, replenish our wells like this cactus, right? If we just chill for a second, and the King of Swords is very chill, the King of Swords is very calm. But if we chill for a second and stop with this needing to prove, needing to be best, needing to be on top, then the universe can deliver to us when we are at our 100%, and we can't be at our 100% if we don't get this rest, right? If we're always fighting, if we always feel like we're behind and always have to prove ourselves, right? So let's get another oracle card. Could you give me another oracle card for pile number 2, please? Clear message for pile number 2. That isn't working. Sorry. Clear message, pile number 2. One more shuffle, pile number 2. Metamorphosis. This actually popped out whenever I was shuffling, but because I already popped this one out and you guys didn't see it on camera, I didn't take it, but it's funny because it popped out twice. Metamorphosis. Yes, you need to go into this cocoon phase before you can be this butterfly and outshine everyone, right? You need to be in this cocoon phase, this little cactus out in the middle of the desert, replenishing, saving that water, and relaxing a little bit, dropping your burdens so that you can transform into better things, right? But with this metamorphosis, with this 4 of Swords, and with this dry desert, it screams to me, take a break, take a rest, take a vacation if you can. If you can't, you know, travel, you know, spend money on travel, then at least go for a hike one weekend, right? Go to the beach one weekend, go to the lake one weekend, and just chill. Don't take like your phone, don't take, you know, I mean, you might take a book to read, but even that, you know, I would just recommend like chilling in a hammock, like the least amount of effort possible, so that things can transform behind the scenes, things can transform within, and then the way to make more money is to be rested so that you are at your 100% to be this butterfly, right? Let me know if that resonated. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, check the description box below. I love you. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. How can you make more money? Pile number 3. Making more money, making more money. Pile number 3. Hold up. How can pile 3 make more money? How can pile 3 make more? Oh, come on, guys. Sorry. How can pile 3 make more money? It's slippery. How can pile 3 make more money? 3 shuffles, clear message, thank you. How can pile number 3 make more money? Pile number 3, how can they make more money? Pile number 3, how can they make more money? Was that 3? I lost count. Let's do one more. Pile number 3, how can they make more money? We have the 5 of Wands. Dang, that was in the last pile. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups. And we have the 5 of Cups reversed. I'm seeing a lot of similar messages in these piles. I don't know if it's collective energy, but it's not the exact same message, but pretty similar. Okay, so in pile number 2, they had the 5 of Wands as well. The 5 of Wands did they have it in pile number 1? I can't remember. Or I'm sorry, I'm looking. I just want to see. No. Okay, so the 5 of Wands talks about competition. So this could be competition in a number of ways. You could be in a highly competitive industry where you have to be certified in all of these things, where you have to constantly update your training, where you have to build a portfolio and have this website, and you know, it could also be you are a real estate agent and you have to get that commission, but it's some sort of fight, right? It's some sort of competing with others. It's some sort of trying to best someone else. The 4 of Pentacles talks about, whenever it's reversed, it talks about not saving properly. Whenever it's upright, this is holding on to money, sometimes to the point of being a miser. But whenever it's reversed, I feel like this is overspending. Maybe I'm hearing clients, right? Like overspending at a lunch, buying them all these drinks to land that deal or something. That might resonate for a small few of you, especially with this 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is a card about friendship and social life, sometimes drinking, right? So if it's not like schmoozing clients, it could also be hanging out with coworkers and wasting your money that way, spending all your money this way to sort of keep up with the Joneses, which I have said in all piles. Keeping up with the Joneses, so keeping up with their social life, right? Spending all your money on the bar, going out with coworkers, spending money on clothes to look good, spending money to impress people who don't need, like, you don't need to worry about impressing them, right? And then after all of this is said and done, regrets, right? This is a card about regret. This is a card, I'm hearing debt consolidation, so maybe a lot of you are racking up debt, and because this is kind of a card about saying you're sorry whenever it's reversed, like coming back, apologizing. So it might be, you know, all this competition, all this spending on clients, all this spending out with coworkers. You wake up and it's like, I blew all my money. And so there might be a way to combine all of your debt and get back on track, right? To sort of rewrite your mistakes. I'm gonna get an oracle card. It's a shorter message than the others, mainly because I have said kind of similar messages in the others. But I don't feel like for this group, I really need to. We have follow the leader. I wanna get one more. Like I said in pile number 1, you might wanna go to a financial advisor, but I actually feel like this follow the leader is you or a mentor, maybe a boss. Maybe you are the boss, right? I'm hearing like lead by example, right? So if you're trying to impress your coworkers, then maybe you can make a fun money game, right? Like a save all your $5 bill. There's a ton of them on YouTube. You can look them up. There's like a savings bingo that seems really fun, but making it fun with this 3 of Cups, making it fun, right? And leading by example instead of sort of getting swept away in this keeping up with everyone else, taking charge, taking the lead, and being like, hey, would you guys like to save? I would like to save too. Let's start a game of it, right? Whoever can save the most money, blah, 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 right? And so everyone wins because you have sort of realized like this can't go on, right? This spending, this like frivolousness can't sustain itself. So let's figure out a way to make not spending money fun, right? I'm gonna get one more card for pile number 3. One more card. We have intention, yes. So with this egg, it's like nest egg, right? Wanting to build that nest egg, but starting something new, planting new seeds, you know, leading that new pathway. There is, I forget what they call it, but it's like a, this is gonna drive me crazy. It's a way to save money where you get like, let's say 6 different people, right? And each time, like once a month, you have a potluck and everyone chips in $20, and so it's basically like a savings account because you put in $20 each time, but then one person gets $100, something like that. Yeah. So you have this like fun little social event, and then it's kind of like this fun way to save without a bank. You see what I'm saying? I'm not really explaining that to the best of my ability, but I hope you can find it. I don't think it's a jubilee. I don't know. I'm so sorry. But you might, you know, Google, YouTube search fun ways to save money, and hopefully you find it. But yeah, figuring out a way to make saving fun, to have fun without spending money, and to get other people on board, I feel like is how you're going to make more money. Let me know if that resonated. I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, check the description box below. I love you. Bye. Okay, last but not least, pile number 4. If you would like to win a Morgan-GREER Tarot in a 10 right here, you must subscribe and leave a comment with hashtag Morgan-GREER. I'm almost at 2,000. When I hit 2,000, then I will give it away. It's been a slow climb, but I take accountability because I wasn't consistent. That kind of happens. How can pile number 4 make more money? How can pile number 4 make more money? Number 4, how can they make more money? Pile number 4, how can they make more money? Pile number 4, how can we make more money? More money for pile number 4. One more shuffle. We have the Hierophant reversed. We have the 8 of Swords, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like for this group, you might be stuck in a dead-end job with the Hierophant reverse. The Hierophant can talk about corporations, right? This is like well-established institutions. And I feel like this might be a place where you feel trapped, right? It has no growth potential, no job security. It might pay decent. You might get some benefits, but I feel like for the long haul, you know this isn't the place you want to be. Feeling very cubicle, 9 to 5, fluorescent lights type of place. But you're a dreamer. You may be like a creative person and you want to pursue some sort of artistic pursuits, but you're like, how do I make money off that, right? I feel like you realize with this 8 of Swords reversed that you can no longer stay in this situation, right? That this is just not a fit for you. That you need to be in a place where your feelings are in it, right? Where your emotions are in it. I could be talking with a Taurus. Taurans are ruled by Venus, so maybe you are an artsy person. I could be talking to a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces who are also kind of artsy, just because they have that feeling thing going on, right? But you're stuck in a dead-end job, no growth potential, boring as hell, and you want to do something creative, but you're afraid that you won't be able to make money. So the advice to make money is to save. It's been in all these decks. I wish I had like different advice for each deck, but it's kind of been the same. Yours is the only one who hasn't had an element of competition or keeping up with the Joneses. I feel like you're actually the opposite in that way, right? Like you don't really relate to these people. So there's like no need to keep up with them, right? It's just kind of like, yes, I clock in, I clock out, whatever. Like it pays the bills, whatever. What I will say is 2 things for you. Yes, you should save. You should save with the intent of eventually leaving this place and being self-employed and selling your art, whatever that is, right? If it's songwriting, if it's painting, if it's jewelry making, I don't know. Whatever it is, save up like at least 3 months rent to get you, or 3 months pay, sorry, to get you started. I mean, you're already clocking in and out, right? You're already putting in the time and effort in this place, and you already know that you are going to leave. You just need to get that security net set before you can take that risk. What I also want to say is to, with this 4 of Pentacles, not only save money, but slowly build up a little bit of work, right? So it might take you longer to finish one painting if you only spend 20 minutes a day after work on that painting. But eventually, you know, after, I don't know, a month of 20 minutes a day, you will have a painting done. So that's one thing you can sell by the time you get out of that position, right? And while you're spending your nights painting, you're not spending money, right? I mean, I know like art supplies cost money, but anyway, this is a time, I think, to save money and save your work, to build up something that is all yours, that expresses your emotions, and that will ultimately give you something to profit off of by the time you decide to leave, right? So you're not just like quitting without any thing to show for it, right? You're not just quitting without any sort of work in your wheelhouse. Let's get an oracle card for pile number 4. Pile number 4, how can they make more money? How can pile number 4 make more money? How can pile number 4 make more money? Sorry. One more. Unexpected visitors reversed. You know, I feel like with this saving, you might have to get a side hustle that you're not all that jazzed about. With unexpected visitors, it's like a side hustle that you might have just reluctance getting. It might be not as prestigious as you are used to, like driving for Uber or driving for Lyft. Don't drive for Uber, by the way, they suck. Drive for Lyft. I've driven for both and I like Lyft better. But you know, you might have to take that gig and have unexpected visitors in your car, right? Or you might have to take that seasonal customer service job at, you know, the department store to earn that little extra money to build up that nest egg. And it might be something that you don't really like, but at the end of it, it's gonna pay off, right? Because you're gonna have a little extra money to be on your own. I'm zooming in on this rabbit, and so the rabbit can mean fertility, maybe taking babysitting jobs, and it's like, oh, these bratty kids. I have to put up with these bratty kids. But you know, if you like set aside a piggy bank with all your babysitting money, then eventually whenever you break free, then all of those babysitting nights will be worth it. If I'm speaking to people babysitting, the hierophant can indicate school too. So, you know, you may be really tired of all the tests, all the studying, and just all the like formality and bureaucracy stuff about school, and ready to graduate and pursue something that's a little more on the dreamy end. But while you're in school, you know, you might have to get this side gig to build up your resources so that whenever you do get out, you know, you'll have that. What else can bunnies mean? Bunnies can mean like a pet shop, or maybe like a dog walking service for animals. I don't know, but I feel like it's gonna be a side gig that you have to swallow your pride, and I have a feeling it's not going to be as bad as you think it is right now once you get into it, right? Let me know if that resonated. I love you very much. Go make that money. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, check the description box below. I love you. Bye.